Welcome to Brave Healer Productions. We are waking the world up to what's possible for healing, one brave word at a time. Welcome, everyone. I'm Laura DeFranco, the CEO of Brave Healer Productions, where we're helping the world experience what's possible. And here today to help me with that mission is the lead author of one of our newest books. Welcome, Camille Miller.
Thank you. Hi,
You
Laura.
guys, this one is called, I can't wait to talk to you about legacy, y'all. This one is called The Ultimate Guide to Leaving Your Legacy, 22 powerful lessons on leading as a soul professional. So let me tell you about Camille. Camille and I have been around a minute with these books. This is her third in the series, you guys. She is a transformational leader and celebrated influencer in the field of entrepreneurship. Her mission is simple: to inspire and support others in bringing their gifts to the world. She specializes in designing lifestyle businesses for very logical minded, high caliber individuals who are meant for bigger things. She's the leader of the impressive global business incubator, the Soul Professional Society, and recently opened her Soul Professional School, a global interactive learning center and mentorship program for soul-led micro entrepreneurs. Wow, you're busy, girl.
And the funny thing is, I feel like I'm slowing down.
I know we were just talking about we're recording and it's almost October, and we're just gonna kind of cruise through the rest of this year, right?
Yeah, that's the plan.
So, congrats on the third book in this series. I know that you have worked really hard since you and I met and decided to move forward with this book series. For the legacy book, talk a little bit about why legacy matters to you. So, why this book?
Well, when we started this series, I always knew it was going to be 3, and they're different points of growing a business, right? The first one was creating your soul aligned business. The second was getting to a successful place, so sustainable. So the third one was about leaving your legacy. It's why you do what you do in the world and the imprint that you're leaving on all of your clients. And even though I'm young, and I think people look at their legacy late in life, that the point of this book was really to say that you can set an intention of how you want to leave this world and the people that you want to affect along the way, right? And I really believe that it's more of a ripple effect. It doesn't mean my name needs to be in lights or anyone else's, but the people that remember me or how I touch them, as a teacher, as a mentor, whatever, right? And some of them I'll never even know personally. But if my words can help someone else, or my classes that are free on YouTube help anyone, that is part of my mission. And that's the legacy, to help people get further in the world. So I thought it was important just to have people write about why they do what they do and what is their intention by the time they leave. Like, who do they want to touch their lives?
I think this book redefined legacy leaving for people in general, but especially business owners who are making their mark in the world with their
Yeah.
world-changing business and work and modalities and all of the things they do. I mean, we're really hopefully waking you guys up to what this means at the basic foundational level. That's what excites me about it. What
Yeah.
else do you want to say about that?
Uh, totally agreed. I mean, it's just redefining. I mean, when I was, collecting my co-authors, a lot of them had a difficult time thinking legacy. Why would I write about my legacy now? So all of those authors also had to kind of redefine, oh yeah, it means what am I doing now? So I create this lifelong, impact in the world. Because I think, you have to think about it now. I'm not young, but I'm not done either. So, right.
That's
This
for
is
sure.
my great work. I think a lot of great work happens like after 50 for most people. It's, that decade where they really grow. And that's where I am. I'm at the later part of that decade, and I think it was just perfect timing to also write about legacy.
A few of your authors in our beautiful interview series. You guys go back and watch some of these beautiful interviews as they talk about legacy, and they talk about what Camille and I are talking about now, just redefining it. They're like, every word you speak is your legacy. Every
Mhm.
person you interact with, that interaction, the energy, the intention in that interaction is leaving your legacy. And, sometimes that feels like a big thing to take responsibility for. But for me, I flip it and I'm like, whoa, I get to take responsibility for leaving my legacy here with you today, Camille. It's like badass. It's badass. And I'm so
Yeah.
grateful to you. And honored to be on this journey with you and creating these beautiful books. I hope you guys will go back and look at all of the books in the series. Of course, we have you linked up below for all of that. Okay. Legacy book and the first two. And something that goes with this is you trademarked the term soul professional. I've been asking all of your authors about this,
Yeah.
which I love listening to their answers. But tell us more about like who that is, those soul professionals you serve.
Yeah, so there is a manifesto in each of those books defining what a soul professional is. But in the short term, it's someone who lives in a higher vibration, has an alternative approach to business, and is here to help repair the world.
Mm.
Right? They tend to come from all industries. They're entrepreneurial. Um, I always say they're logically brained but soul led, right? It's a dovetailing of that science and soul. They're very soulful, but they're very logical. It tends to be who I attract in the world. Right. So, a soul professional started out as a member of my community, like someone who's invested in the community, but now it's really kind of going out for all of these people. And I love that others are identifying as a soul professional, and it's really resonating with the right people in the world.
I mean, I'm sitting here thinking, well, it's about time because those people were there before they were using a label like that. And they were kind of,
Mhm.
I think, squashing it a little to
Mhm.
be presentable and professional in the business world. I think a lot of people felt like they had to hide their spirituality or their ideas about doing different business differently, or the fact that they pay attention to angel numbers or whatever they do
Yes.
right in the world. And so you're giving them permission to like have be their whole true authentic selves in
Yeah.
their business.
Absolutely. Yeah,
Yes.
the original idea, which was way back in 2015, was to create a safe space and a professional organization, right, where everyone can come together. It's become more boutique because I've learned over the years that I love knowing every single person in it, and I love having them in my circle and helping them along the way. So it's not as big, but that doesn't mean it never will be either, right? It's like um, it's supposed to be a safe place to just be creative, to be you, to every single business that someone's running is so different from their neighbor's business. Like, I don't believe in competition. I believe that we each have a unique genius in the world. And that's what is so important for us to find and to focus on, because when we can put our uniqueness out there in the world, people are like, I want to work with you or I don't, right? I teach that like if you're a hell yes, that's how you work with me. If you're thinking no, then you're not my person. Right? I don't force convert. And this is really what I teach in the business school as well. Right? Like when you are so on point and so know your uniqueness in the world, you don't have to worry about all of that other stuff. You just be you, and everything just flows to you beautifully. They're not 100% of my business is word of mouth. 100%. I
Yep,
stopped
that's
all the
badass.
marketing and everything years ago, and I was like, wow, I actually do better now just being me.
I love that.
There's
Gives
no
me,
content schedules out there. There's
yeah.
no anything. I just have these gorgeous relationships with people, and I share my knowledge, and I show up and be authentic every single day.
Some of that's like giving me the goosebumps. Like, this is it, you guys. This is how you can do business differently than what you might be taught and, have
Yeah,
been taught in the past. Um, if something doesn't feel right, it's probably not right for you, and like pay attention to
exactly.
that. Okay, you've been touching on so many aspects of this next question. So let's just see how this is for you personally. But, success in business means different things to different people. And
Mhm.
some days I've realized it sits in the smallest of moments. Like, tell us one of those small moments for you. How do you celebrate success in those little moments?
So, um, success is defined differently for so many different people. My success, when I look back, I was actually thinking about this yesterday, of how fortunate I've been able to be because I'm a single mom. And it was really, really important for me to have flexibility around my kids and their schedules, especially when they were in high school and they needed rides places and I needed to be places. And I was a full-time single mom. I did not get a break, right? And I was pretty much their sole provider as well. So I had to kind of figure it out. And looking back, I look at what I was able to do, and that was success. Now it's defined a little differently as they launched in the world. They've all graduated college and I've gotten them through. And I'm starting what I feel like is my next legacy chapter in the world as well, right? I'm getting my kids all launched out off into the world. So now I define success as being able to afford and appreciate experiences in the world. Travel is really important to me, but I've always defined my ultimate success, and I haven't gotten there yet, but my ultimate success is when I can be traveling around the world and send my kids plane tickets to come meet me for a weekend. Like I could be in Greece or Italy or Paris or wherever it is that I can just be like, hey, I'm going to send you all plane tickets. Why don't you all come out and like visit with me for the weekend or something like that? That is ultimate success when I don't have to worry and I can just be and still teach. I still want to work. So I can't really picture a time where I won't be working, but I definitely work on my terms. In fact, what I just did, we were talking about now at the end of the year because finishing up my podcast. I'm finishing up a lot of things. I just launched the book. Like it has been a very busy year. I launched the school and I was like, from now to the end of the year, I'm just resting. I'm doing all those little things I didn't get to. And it's kind of a visionary state for me. But I actually crossed out my Mondays and Fridays on my calendar for the rest of the year. I just crossed them out. I'm like, Camille, don't do it. Don't allow something to take that space. It doesn't mean I won't show up and work because a lot of times if I'm showing up in my, sweatpants, but I get up and get ready and go to work every day. Right? That's a part of my schedule and I do it just like if I was leaving the house. I get up and I get ready. So it gives me some flexibility on my Monday morning. It's really Monday mornings, not Monday. My Monday mornings till 12, I cross out of my schedule and now all day Fridays. And it's probably been maybe 4 years since I've had that schedule. And now I'm going back to it. Like, so that's a part of success for me. Like, okay, you've got this going, you have enough income that's supporting you, like you've gotten to this place. Now let's start setting those boundaries of how you actually want your life and your freedom and your time because that's a part of success, right? Success is really experiences and freedom and time.
No doubt. I love it. I do a similar schedule. That was the best thing I ever did for my business,
Hmm.
is schedule my little bit of First it was Fridays and then it was some Mondays and oh,
Yeah.
it feels so good.
Yeah. And
Um,
I travel a lot too, so
I want to say a thank you to your co-authors, of course. Your incredible expert co-author cast in this book really stepped up. They stepped up to the challenge that I gave them to help share a vulnerable story of who they are and how they are in the world, and how they got there today. So just there's just so much gratitude for you all, that you said yes and that you really poured your hearts into the book. I wonder if you have a message for your co-authors today.
big thank you. Every time I write a book, I am so grateful for these writers because I don't read it until it's all done. And I'm always surprised at how good it is. The stories that came forward, um, and the vulnerability that they had to have to share them with the world. So we had a lot of past writers come back for this book, which was kind of really exciting to see their next chapter or their third chapter. Um, but we always have new people that are joining as well. So there's new authors in every single book, which is kind of exciting just to see how they all collaborate and all of there always seems to be a golden thread. And I think that's the beauty. Like the first one, it was like that decision to just do it on my own. Like I'm doing it on my own. The second one, it was really about mindset. And the third one, I think is, the choice of intention of leaving your legacy, which I would think a lot of people didn't think about before they were writing this chapter. Like, I think we do it, but it's not as intentional. So a big thank you to, just putting their stuff out there. It's scary. It's scary to write your story and it's out there for the world. But
It
the
is.
world needs those stories because someone is reading your particular story and it's changing their life.
Amen to that.
Mhm.
um, yes, it's big potato stuff to me. It's books are legacy work, of course,
Yes. Yeah,
and helping businesses is legacy work, and
absolutely.
legacy work. A book about legacy is legacy work. It's like that is it, right? We're talking about it. So, all right, listen, I said it in your bio. You have a lot going on aside from the books. So
Do.
what do you want the world to know about what you're up to right now?
My most important project where all of my energy is going for this, at least the next year, hopefully a couple years, is really in this alternative business school, the sole professional business school that I launched. And the idea came from writing my chapter. I didn't have it all figured out. I knew I wanted to do something, but as I was writing the chapter in this last book, I was like, oh my God. And if I write it, then I have to do it. Right? If I'm putting it out there, I have to do it. And that was really the catalyst for me to just go, okay, this is what I'm doing. I love teaching, but I want to teach it my way. I don't want to teach, the way everyone's always been taught. And that's really my thing. So I've put all of my energy into this, into launching this alternative business school so I can really help the creatives in the world bring their gifts to the world. It's like the next step. They need a business education. Many are not going to school or hadn't gone to school. But to be able to teach all the actual fundamentals that I learned in business school and people need to know. It's not just that you're passionate enough or you're really good at what you do. I assume you're really good at what you do. I don't teach you to be good at what you do. I teach you to run a business. So it's the finance, it's the marketing, it's the branding, it's the hiring, the delegating, the scaling, the creating programs that don't take your time, you know. And I know in our fundamental class, which is called my business accelerator, we spend 3 weeks just finding um, your unique characteristics. Like what makes you so unique in the world that you're different from everyone else out there. We study competition. We bring it all apart like we would do if we were in business school. So that is my biggest focus. And I'm at the place right now. I'm the only teacher this semester. I have two big classes, the Business Accelerator, which is also a mentorship program, and one called Scale with Soul, which is about scaling businesses. So you're not in that time for money trap. You're hiring the right people. You have passive income and other things coming in that is sustaining a business past your uniqueness so you can go do bigger things in the world. It's letting go. It doesn't serve you. It's not quite the second level to the Business Accelerator, but it's a new way of thinking because it's a shorter course. And then the following semester, we'll start bringing in faculty from all over the world. And one of the things about this school I think that makes it different is it will always be live and interactive. It is not watching videos because no one applies what they learn. They just keep buying stuff, and that's not what I want. I want every single person that's coming out of the school to be successful. Not everyone's accepted. So there is, an application process that you go through just like a regular college. It's not a college, but you will get the education of a regular business school. Everything's taught live. You have homework. You have to show up live. You have to create these relationships, and actually apply what you learn to get out of the class. Right. So it's very different. And for our faculty, they have to have done it in the world, and they have to be a powerhouse. You can't just, I'll teach a class. No, there's plenty of people teaching classes out there. You have to be stellar to be a faculty member in this school.
Congratulations on all of that. Super awesome opportunity. Of course, you guys will be hooked up with the link down below in case you're excited and you want to learn more about that business school. Camille, thank you so much for what you do in the world. And thank you for being here today to share it with everyone. Congrats on the book and the business school and everything else you're up to.
Thank you. Thank you so much for allowing me to bring it to the world.
So, you guys, if you haven't gotten the drift of this, this is way more than a book. It is a generous community of people who care about your journey and your success and how you're showing up in the world. So, down below is Camille's website. Go explore the business school, explore the books, explore all the courses and everything else that she has. Your opportunities are huge. She is up to a lot in the world. And of course, we want you to hop over to Amazon and go grab your book, right? The Ultimate Guide to Leaving Your Legacy is ready for you. Lastly, today, everyone, remember your words change the world when you're brave enough to share them. So it is time to be brave. See you next time, everyone.